Like, I'm like a kid in a candy store, like, yes, let's go, let's go. We got footage of 80 and LeBron, Kuz, my Lakers, you know what it is. You got to see Ben Simmons, you got to see a whole bunch of different players. And hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if this is not your first time. If this isn't your first time, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, as well as share. You're here with Raquel with another So Beautiful Me Sports Takes. So we're going to get right into this video because today's video is going to be, again, I know, surprisingly, the bubble. So we're going to be doing a series on this. Not we, me, I am going to be doing a series on the NBA bubble, basically, because all the players are in the bubble now. We're getting footages, we're getting some insight, we're getting to see the practice facilities, we're going to see the practice, we're going to see some scrimmages, and I'm excited. Like, I'm hype. Like, I'm hype. And so today I'm going to be going over kind of what's happened and some updates and protocols and all that good stuff. So if you're interested, please keep watching. And don't forget that if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe, like, comment, as well as share my content. Thank you so much. All right. So first and foremost, I'm going to get into some really not so great news because it isn't anything anyone ever wants to talk about. So we're going to get that right out the way, which is, unfortunately, one of the players have been contracted with the coronavirus, and it is Russell Westbrook. Now, if you're familiar with the NBA, Russell Westbrook is a superstar in the NBA. He is one of the top league players. He plays for the Houston Rockets now. He is going to be a vital player missing on their team. But even without all of this going on with the team things, we want to make sure that the players are okay. Safety first. This virus is still very real, so it is sad to know that somebody actually contracted it. There are other players who have tested positive, but I think he's one of the more big names that we've had tested positive in a long time. So it was a little bit of a shocker. I hope they take all the precautionaries that they need to take for him to make sure that he gets better, quarantined, beyond just him playing. I just want to make sure he's good, the game is not more important than the health. So wishing you a speedy recovery, Russell Westbrook. With that being said, we also had an injury. Rajon Rondo, who is a Laker. Unfortunately, he had some type of significant, that's what they were saying, hand injury, which it turned out it was his thumb. And with that being said, he's going to be out for the next 6 to 8 weeks. The bubble is only about a 3-month transition. They're going to play 8 games prior to the actual season beginning, and then from there they're going to start the playoffs. Rondo probably will not be back. Maybe in the finals he could be back, but I feel like he probably won't see playing time at that point in time, simply because the team is already going to have built chemistry. Team is already going to probably be used to a rotation. Coaches tend to not go too far in strain from a rotation when playoffs come, unless that, team or the players that's in are struggling together. You usually kind of get the same ones. So unfortunately, want to wish Rondo a speedy recovery. He won't be with the Lakers, but I'm not happy about the injury, but I'm not sad about losing Rondo, simply because Rondo, unfortunately, was not one of the better players with us this season. We actually played better when he wasn't on the floor, and the Lakers actually kind of struggled, slowed down the offense. A lot of things happened when he was actually on the floor that wasn't always positive, just to be honest. But again, I don't wish injury on anyone, and when I found out, I was a little upset because Rondo was actually literally in the gym boxing. He was looking cut. He was looking like he had something to prove. He looked like he was coming back with a vengeance. Like, you guys were doubting me. You guys called me all kind of names. I know he hears all the fandom and all the stuff that we were saying as fans. So I feel like he wanted to prove to us, y'all about to get playoff Rondo. And that's unfortunate what happened. So I'm sorry about that, Rondo. Some other news was, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be looking at my sheet because I have notes. And so we had some things that happened, basically, which were the NBA put out basically a protocol. All of the players are going to be required to change at their hotel, and they're all going to be required to be already in their uniforms. So their warm-up uniforms and their, actual playing gear, as opposed to normally you get to see them come in or like, you know, in this case they would have been leaving a hotel and they would have been in like their actual gear, like, you know, they fits, and you get to kind of see what they're got on and kind of see little style and fashion. They're not going to do that. I think it's because they're going to the arena. There's not a lot of room in the facilities to be doing a lot of changing, to have all of that extra equipment. You know, this is a lot different. So they're just like, everyone, by the time you get on the bus, you need to be in full uniform, in your team's uniform, and that's that. There's no exceptions. Be ready. And we're going to the arena. So I think that's going to just, you know, save some time. It's going to save players having to even think about anything else. Just get ready for the game. Be in your uniform. Let's go. You're here to play. You know, normally you would be more, you know, they'd be more fashion, shoes and their looks. But, you know, this is a different atmosphere. So I think it's okay. So that's another protocol. And then another thing that kind of happened was you kind of see what's going on in the bubble life. I'm going to be doing an actual series where I'm just going to show nothing but the players' footage. So far, you've seen players have kind of adjusted. You know, we were still having a lot of stuff with the food because I guess like players felt like they didn't have a lot of options, which they don't. You know, you're getting food catered to you and things like that. But a reporter said something, and I'll put his name down.
NBA players cannot be tone deaf. My NBA brothers, you cannot be tone deaf right now in this current environment. We all know the life that NBA players live. You are blessed. You get a chance to be in private planes. You get a chance to have millions of dollars in your bank account. You live a different level of life. But that is drastically different than what real, everyday working Americans are going through right now. Now, you're in a $1 billion bubble. If you want to complain about the anxieties you have from COVID-related issues, I get it. Complain about that. We all have the right to complain about that. But when I hear NBA guys complaining about living facilities, food that they have being delivered to them, it is tone deaf. It is tone deaf.
And he was just like, you guys know, I get it. You guys are professional athletes. You guys are, you know, multimillionaires. You guys are used to probably, you know, fine cuisines and all of that. But at the same token in time, they were like, you guys sound selfish, you know, complaining about a situation that's temporary when there's people who are really struggling. You know, some people are struggling just to eat. Some people are struggling in life, especially during this economic time where we have the pandemic going on and people are out of work. We have people, you know, not being able to afford their children, not being in school and things like that. It kind of does seem a little bit bad when you do have billionaires who are complaining. Millionaires who are complaining about $1 billion facility that they have to stay in simply because it's not as up to par as they want it to be. But then when you're seeing the footage, it's actually very nice. You see they have amenities of the pool, gyms, they have a game room, they have, you know, cater food to them. There's fruits, vegetables, meats. There's a whole bunch of different variety of things. I just think that the players aren't used to this, and it's understandable, but at the same time, like, humble yourself, please, because there are people who are going through way worse than you staying at a resort. Right. Anyways, so there's that. And then you got to finally see the players actually in practice and teams practicing. NBA, I suggest you follow their Instagram and things like that. And of course, Twitter, because they've been showing a lot of footage of players actually scrimmaging. And it's kind of good because it's kind of refreshing to actually get to see these players back in their like element, you know, slamming, passing, doing their thing. I'm like a kid in a candy store, like, yes, let's go. You know, we got footage of AD and LeBron, Kuz, my Lakers, you know what it is. You got to see Ben Simmons. You got to see a whole bunch of different players and things like that. Some players haven't even entered the bubble. Kawhi just showed up to the bubble. Still waiting for Trae Young to get into the bubble. There's a few players like Harden who hasn't gone into the bubble, but I think in due time, I'm okay because my Lakers are there. I think the only person who was not there initially was Howard and Green. They didn't travel with the team, but they are there now. I want my team to be focused. I want my team to understand, like, we're here to win, and that's all I care about. All the extra stuff, whatever. But the players are finding some extra things to do, like extra things that they're enjoying during this time. A lot of them have picked up fishing. You see a lot of players fishing and just kind of enjoying their space, enjoying their time, when they're not practicing or, things like that. A lot of them are gaming. They really love gaming, whether it's 2K or Call of Duty or whatever games they can figure to play. They're all playing, so that's kind of cool as well. They're big gamers. And then you also have some golfers. Jason Tatum is a huge golfer. You have Josh Hart, who also tried to do golf, and I don't think he likes it. But you have a lot of players who are adjusting to it and appreciating it. You've seen them also in the game rooms where, they get to play like ping pong, and there's different setups for different games. So they're adjusting. I feel like it's like anything else. When you come into the facilities, they were like anyone else. Like, they just needed to like get used to it. Reporters have also shown up. And you got some footage from like Taylor Rooks and different things like that. They're in the building. They have to go through a quarantine. Everyone had to go through a 24 to 48 hour quarantine, or 10 days where they were separated. And they get tested every day. So we've seen footages of that. Like I said, my next few videos are going to actually be the just full footages of this, and not me kind of talking, me just giving you guys insight from the player's perspective. And I think you guys will enjoy that. With that being said, leave me your comments. Are you enjoying the bubble life so far? It's so cool. I love it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, as well as subscribe. And thank you for watching.